Greetings, fellow cruisers. This is Jeff from Enjoy Life Traveling. Today we are getting off of the MSC seashore and getting a nice look at Ocean Cay, their marine reserve. I'm going to show you all different pictures through the place and kind of take you a walk around here so you can see what I saw. It's a beautiful place. I'm going to show you all the beaches, and I'm also going to take the time to put chapters in this, so if you're needing to see a particular beach and what works for you, I'll have all that in there so you can jump ahead if you need to. What you're looking at now is the Marina. As you come off the ship, it's just to the right there, and on these maps I'm going to show you throughout, you will see kind of where we're at, that we're showing you the whole thing. There are plenty of showers, there are plenty of bathrooms, so there should be no problems at all there. This is actually their gift shop there where I picked up my souvenir. And again, you can see that little red dot there where I've kind of shown you where we are at in the process there. We're coming up on Springer's Bar. This was really a nice little place here. Obviously, I couldn't play the music they were playing there for copyright reasons, but this was probably the biggest happening place on the island. This is Ocean Village, where obviously the people stay. There's a lot of construction going on where they were doing work to make it better. And this path leads you to possibly the strangest thing, because I just thought it was bizarre that they had an ice cream place called the Smiling Fish. Of all the things that you're going to call an ice cream place, I'm pretty sure I would not call it the Smiling Fish. But everybody seemed to like it. I heard no complaints. That little map you're seeing is the same one that I've added up throughout here. And you're going to see a lot of construction going on. It really did not detract from the place itself at all. They did a real good job of kind of separating things there. And this little path is going to take us to our first place, which is Seakers Cove. There's a food place here. There are a couple different restaurant opportunities as you're seeing here. But this cove really set the tone for me because I thought it was spectacular. There were places just inside here to go in and rent a mat or something to kind of play around and float on. And again, this is the entrance, and if you look just to the left there, you'll see that they have all those things. And then really just here in front to the left, there's a bar that they kind of set up. And there's also, places to play foosball, places to play table tennis. And what I really liked is this beach area was just gorgeous. It was not that overpopulated feeling like when you're at Coco Cay, for example. I love Coco Cay, but this was very spaced out. And there's only one ship in port that I can see that's even able to come in here, and plenty of chairs everywhere. This is one of the busier ones because it's up front, and the one that we're going to end this video with is kind of the same way. It's one of the busier ones because, again, it is right up front, but there are gorgeous places to go throughout here. I was so impressed with this place. The depth of the water was just perfect, I thought, and because it's a marine reserve, the sand wasn't quite as fine. If there's a negative to it, that would be it. But yeah, in going through here, there were plenty of places to get around as far as transportation goes. That's just what you're looking at there on the right. There were several of these, and there was also these little chairs they just sort of stuck out behind a tree on the walkway. And this was really throughout. Didn't even have to be in a walkway. They just had places that there'd be a place to sit down away from everybody. There was not a lot of shade because it's not well developed. It's new. So they would just pull a chair underneath the tree. And I love the fact that they took the time to give the crew their own area so the crew could get out and have their own little beach area to enjoy themselves without having somebody yelling, "Hey, I saw you on the ship and can you get me something?" Because obviously they're on their breaks and they shouldn't have to, but they're probably going to get in trouble if they don't. So I love the fact they gave them a real nice area here. Again, this is the transportation. You can see the bus kind of coming through here. It held plenty, and again, I was just so impressed as to how they had the place set up, because this tram place you're looking at there, this I think is the fourth one that I saw just in the short walk that I had going there. So you cross the bridge and come on over, and to the right here is Bimini Beach. And Bimini Beach is a long stretch of beach, a lot going on. Obviously, most of the action is right up front as you first come in, but you can go down and it is much, much less crowded. There's places to get food at there. You can see the little snack shack they got going. There's bars set out throughout. That one's obviously a pretty busy bar because it's one of the earlier ones on there. And again, there's lots of beach chairs, and they're not 10 rows deep where you have to worry about sitting back. They're right there. And you can rent these cabanas, obviously, that are very nice as well. I also like they had something different that I certainly haven't seen at Coco Cay, and we're going to come up on it. It's a place to rent glass bottom canoes, and I haven't seen these before. I've seen them, but I haven't seen them on like a Coco Cay, and they've got these bikes that you can take out onto the ocean and take off into these big bikes. And they had several different options there. Those are the glass bottom ones there on the right. But they seem to run right around that $80-ish mark for an hour of those. And really, that's probably about all I could handle that for, is about an hour. I think it'd probably lose its newness. I didn't want to bother him and wake him up, but I did ask the guy that was awake for the prices there, and he hooked me up. So anyway, the place is gorgeous. The sand, again, had some rocks in it, so you're probably going to want to have some places to or something on your feet. We just passed a shower, so several places to wash off. And as you can see, we are coming up onto the very end of that walk. I was so dehydrated at this point. I should have stopped. I hadn't stopped to get a drink. They had all these little chairs going throughout here, but no place to get a drink this far back. And as you go this far back and have these nice little places, again, it's beautiful, but you come to where you can see across to the other side. And that's where I'm at now. I'm at the very end, looking across onto the other beach that we will get a look at later on in the video here. You can see the lighthouse. Lighthouse is visible often throughout here, and obviously it's a big part. So this is Pineapple Beach we're going to be looking at, and this is going into the Lagoon area. This is gorgeous. I loved the Lagoon area. The only thing I could find that I would fault it for is that they had these cabanas back here, but the cabanas were a distance, a serious distance from the water. I'm in front of the cabana, but I'm not right in front of the cabana on that picture. So you have to do some walking if you've got that. It's good that it's secluded and it's kind of close to the bar in that particular cabana's area. But for me anyway, that would be probably my one thing to nitpick on, was that the bar was maybe a little closer, and I couldn't tell if they had service going out to the people in the ocean yet. Because when I was here, I was all business, to be honest with you. And so I really didn't even get in the water. I was dying to, but it is a big enough island that it took me all day to walk it. So again, absolutely beautiful. And what I was doing here was that I passed this along the way, and this was the private area. And I thought this was kind of interesting because, it's nice, but as I searched the entire island, I did not see this private area as being something that special. And I actually noticed this little entrance. This is not the official entrance. That was earlier in the picture. So I just kind of snuck in here to get a peek at it. And this is the Ocean House Beach. Again, a beautiful area, but it didn't necessarily stand out from the other spots. Was probably a busier, as far as the look goes, wasn't a lot of people than some of the other areas. Anyway, this is Sunset Beach. Obviously, this is because of where you're in relation to the sun. When the sun's setting, I got a kick out of it. The bartender's name was Gary, and I asked him what beach we were on here, and he said he couldn't think of it. He's like, Gary's Beach. And I asked, Gary's Beach. He said he couldn't think of the name of it, and so he just called it Gary's Beach. So for me, it'll always be Gary's Beach. Anyway, it was a nice bar. I had some good conversation here. I was finally able to get a drink as I headed through. Because at this point, I'm really hoping to kind of see the whole island, and I couldn't stay too long. But as I went through here, again, this whole area, I found this area that I kind of got a kick out of, and it had all these rocks that were stacked, and not just a few. I named it Rock Henge, because they were just all stacked in these funny formations here. I kind of joked that it is clearly proof of aliens, because no human could possibly stack rocks like that. But yeah, anyway, I just thought it was kind of a fun thing that they added here, and there's actually a few other of these as you get near the lighthouse as you're walking up, but I really got a kick out of it. And so as far as I'm concerned, if you call it Rock Henge, I named it first. As far as I know, I'm the only person that's done it. Anyways, we walk on back here. We'll get a look at South Beach. And South Beach, this is a big area here. This is actually from the bridge that we walked across to get to the other side, but I just want to give you a quick peek. This is a beautiful area. South Beach had most of the music, particularly towards the closer part of the ship. And you could hear that on the other side at Pineapple Beach. So it wasn't too bad. So if you want to be right in the music, I tell you South Beach. If you want to be away from it, but maybe still have a little of the sound, then go on to Pineapple Beach there. They had this little spa. It was a little tiny thing, but I didn't go in there obviously, but I did want to just get a quick picture. But that is on your way to the very back. And there is a place here. It looks like they probably have weddings. That's actually a helipad there for in case there's an emergency. But they had this little pavilion, and I'm going to guess it's right about 15 by 15, maybe 18 by 18. I'm fairly familiar as far as sizes and lengths, and I'm going to tell you there's no way that's more than 20. So anyway, this little beach here, it was hidden away. I almost thought it was a part of South Beach, but it is actually not. It was it's its own thing, and I kind of got some pictures from the backside, but Paradise Sands here, as you're walking through the area where you can rent, this is a beautiful area. And I like this because, I mean, when I looked at this and compared it to where the yacht club people would stay at, this was much more secluded. And, I mean, it's farther back, I guess. I mean, it's kind of going left instead of right, but super secluded. And you weren't quite in the lagoon. It was just past sort of where they had it sort of roped off for that. But there was, I think, maybe 2 people on the beach and maybe 4 people at the rented cabanas that were there, and everything else was available. Anyway, as we move closer here, because I'm wanting to get over to where the lighthouse is, that ivory bar is where we were just coming out of, where the arrows were at. And I loved the view as we were walking forward to see all this, because not only could you see the lighthouse, but you had beautiful views of the ship. And as we walked forward, I was just so impressed. Again, just such a beautiful area, and how they had transformed this thing. So anyway, as we're coming up on the lighthouse here, I'm going to come back to that big chair there for photo ops, because there was kids here and I didn't want to get close-ups for them, and you know, obviously keeping their situation safe. But yeah, anyway, beautiful area. There's rocks here that I was talking about, the stacked rocks, that's on the right. But as you approach the lighthouse, you can go up in it. But unfortunately for me, I couldn't, because I was running too late. I had been walking all day. But this area here, there's areas to rent, but the area itself was, again, very well done, very tasteful. There was a little bathroom back there that was kept clean. There was some people here, a couple of couples there that were just having a blast. I mean, I wish I could play the audio for you there, but they were really cackling and having quite a time. But anyway, lots of places to sit down and have a comfortable spot. But as you can see, just past the fenced-in area there, that's your private area that you could rent out to have to yourself. So beautiful views throughout. I could not tell you how impressed I was. I mean, it was just amazing, and so it felt untouched, even though obviously everything was sort of man-made. Anyway, this is Lighthouse Bay. I loved the view. The water was shallow. Again, I didn't get in the water, but you could see very clearly, and where the people were at, that it was shallow. The views of the ship, and that's right here at the lighthouse. Absolutely amazing. And I liked the beach itself. It really had a little bit more refined feel than some of the other spots, like the Sunset Beach, where Sunset Beach felt like there was a lot more rocks in it, comparatively speaking. But they had those chairs here. I don't know if you can tell it from the picture, but these are just those like fold-out wooden chairs, and they did not look comfortable at all. I mean, I guess if you're spending all your time in the beach, that's fine. But here on the other side, closer to the ship, these looked a lot more comfortable. And I think this would probably be where I would want to be at. This is actually one of the few areas where I stopped long enough to get a still video without having the whole darn thing shake on me. And I can use the audio that I took. So yeah, this is really beautiful. The waves are not too bad, at least from what I've seen in this little bit of time here. Plenty of seating. It is not real deep. I would think that as long as you can get a spot, it's not too bad, because there's not a lot of seats here. It's funny here, that was it. That was all the audio that I tried to use of the original clip that I took. That shows my newness. This was my first time using this darn camera here. If you like beaches, like I like beaches, my favorite one's in Cozumel. If you want to click on this video here, this will let you know all you need to know about Cozumel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.